In this video, I will show you how to find either the area of the sector, or the measure of the central angle, or the radius, depending on which information you're given. As soon as you see that you are dealing with sector area, like maybe it's shaded or something like that, then you're going to want to write down the sector area formula. So the area of a sector is always going to be some fraction of the full area of the circle. Now the area of a circle is pi r squared. So this is some fraction of the full area of the circle. So theta is the central angle. Okay, this is theta right here. It is also the arc measure, all right, the number of degrees of this arc. So the central angle and the arc measure are the same thing. Okay, of course r is the radius. For this problem we're supposed to find the area of the sector, so we're trying to find A. So we will probably be given the angle and the radius. So theta in this case is going to be given as the arc measure, which is the same thing as the central angle. So the theta is the 80. So I have 80 over 360 times pi r squared. The radius is 12, so that's going to be 12 squared. So actually, I can put this entire thing into my calculator right now. Okay, let me move this over a little bit. So I can go 80 over 360 times pi, and I can even go 12 squared like this. So that is 32 pi. So that is what's meant by an exact answer, 32 pi. The units are in miles. The units of length were in miles. So since this is area, it'll be miles squared, or square miles. The units are very important. Make sure they are included. If you leave off the units, you will lose points. We're also supposed to find the decimal approximation. So we can just hit the toggle button, and we have 100.53. So 100.53 square miles. So that's it for number 7. Okay, for number 8, I see that we're still dealing with sector area. So as soon as I see that, I'm going to write down the sector area formula, where the sector area is going to be some fraction of the full circle area. So what are we being asked to find? The arc measure, not the length, the arc measure. The arc measure is theta, so we're being asked to find theta. That means we must be given the sector area and the radius. So the sector area is 63 pi. So that's why I will put 63 pi in the place of A. All right, so this is theta over 360 times pi r squared. Now the radius is 9, so this will be 9 squared. Okay, I need to solve this for theta. All right, I'm trying to get theta by itself, so I need to get rid of everything on the right-hand side. I'm going to start with this denominator of 360. I need to get rid of that. So I'm going to multiply by 360 on both sides. That way, these 360s will cancel each other out. Now I'm going to figure out what 360 times 63 is. All right, 22,680. And don't forget the pi. All right, and that's equal to theta times, and I'm going to go ahead and write 81 pi, since 9 squared is 81. So again, I'm trying to get theta by itself. So At this point, I will divide both sides by 81 pi. in order to get theta alone. All right, I'm noticing that these pi's will cancel each other out. All right, these cancel each other out. So it's just a matter of whatever this is. So 22,680 divided by 81. So divided by 81. That is 280. And theta is always going to be in degrees. Okay, the arc measure is 280 degrees. All right, number 9 is still dealing with sector area. I see it right there. So I'm going to start by writing down the sector area formula. Area of a sector is always going to be some fraction of the whole area. So we're being asked to find the radius. So this is what we're trying to solve for right there. So I need to get rid of everything else. Oh, also, we must be given the sector area and theta. So let's see. The sector area is 3.92. So that goes first. So 3.92 equals. The arc measure is 200 degrees. That's theta. All right. Sometimes they will call it arc measure. Sometimes they will call it the central angle. Those will be the same. Okay, times pi r squared. Now, on a problem like this, I like to reduce this fraction just to make my numbers smaller. So 200 over 360. That's 5/9. So I have 3.92 is equal to 5/9 times pi r squared. So I want to multiply both sides by 9 to get rid of the denominator. All right, that way these 9s will cancel each other out. So now I need to know what is 9 times 3.92. 35.28. Okay, and that equals 5 times pi r squared. Time to divide both sides by 5. Actually, time to divide by 5 pi. Okay, so I'm going to divide by 5 pi on both sides. All right, that way the 5 and the pi will cancel out. So that leaves r squared over here by itself. Okay, so in order to get r, all right, I don't want r squared, I just want r. So what I need to do next is I need to take the square root of both sides. Okay, I need to take the square root. So do not turn this into a decimal first and then take the square root of it. Just take the square root of the entire thing. All right, to avoid unnecessary rounding. Okay, if you make this into a decimal first, your answer will be a little bit off. So square root of 35.28 over 5 pi. Okay, so the radius is 1.50. 49 has to round up to 50. Okay, and the units are in yards, so 1.50 yards. That's the radius. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. Go ahead and click here in the red apple to watch the next video. Click in the green apple to subscribe, or click the yellow apple for the full playlist.